Survivor Series, Balor and Joe have a Donnybrook. Enzo makes no sense whatsoever, and the Raw Tag Team titles are on the line in Under Siege 2.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
If anyone has any clue what this song is, you win a prize of some type.
You win the prize of having the most useless knowledge.
Very much useless
Known to
knowledge.
man.
And clearly the DVD of the film Under Siege starring Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
As this is the theme song to Under Siege. Didn't know there was a theme song until about 5 minutes ago, and thanks YouTube. Shout out.
I mean, it's musical.
It's a
I don't
score.
know- I don't know if it's a song.
This isn't exactly a Hans Zimmer score.
Right.
Let's put it that way.
Not
Still
quite.
original soundtrack here.
Yeah.
So, you know, the real deal.
Sure.
Yeah.
This may have been done on GarageBand. I don't know.
Yeah, I get that garage sound from it.
Yeah.
It's like early Led Zeppelin.
That's kind of what it is. I thought I detected a bit of Robert Plant in the
Totally.
instrumental
Totally
there.
get that.
What's up, everybody? This is the Raw After Show on AfterBuzz TV. We got a squad in here with you, and we got plenty to talk about. We are less than 2 weeks away from the Turkey Day Survivor Series, as we're all excited. I'm Jonny Loquasto. Find me everywhere at JCowasto. The lovely lady across from me, you see her every single week on Marvel Movie News, including us together last week on Marvel Movie News.
Yes.
That was kind of fun. She's also been hosting for Skybound as well. Follow her everywhere at Markeia McCarty. She's the cornucopia, Markeia McCarty.
Yeah, Johnny just discovered that you could, you know, make turkey names and Thanksgiving themed things with your
Well,
name.
we just got done with Halloween. I didn't know everyone changed their names already.
Well, it's called a pun, and you gotta update it once the thing has passed. So once we hit the Turkey Day and we pass the Turkey Day, it'll be
Then it's
Christmas and
Christmas.
Hanukkah themed
Yes,
stuff.
our Kwanzaa theme.
Got it.
Kwanzaa?
You could
Kwanzaa?
be Johnny Loquasto.
was gonna say, I'd be happy
for
to be.
Christmas.
I'd be happy to.
That'd go really well with your video series.
Would that bother people, though? That's my question. I don't know. But it would be, I think it's a lovely
You could
name.
try it and see.
That's a great, just try it, see what happens.
You could tell them that I came up with it.
Yeah.
That would be very helpful.
Yeah, just say that and see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
So you get
And the man next to Markeia, he is a former Hollywood Heritage Champion for Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. He has worked for WWE. We're talking SmackDown, NXT. We're talking Raw. We're talking all over the world. We're talking all over different continents. Follow him everywhere at True Hobo. He's the Boxcar Superstar. He's the Hobo, a.k.a. I think on Twitter, Hobo Dinner.
Yeah, Hobo dinner. Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, you got your TV dinners. You know, you got your blue plate dinners.
You got your hungry man.
Hungry man dinners. Now you got a hobo dinner.
Oh, I get it now. I dig that.
Yeah.
Hobo.
It's when you cook everything in a tinfoil pack. It's real. It's a real thing.
I was about to ask
Yeah.
what a
Yeah.
hobo dinner, you know.
Yeah, you just take a bunch of vegetables you find, herbs grow naturally, a little bit of meat if you can get it, and just put it all in tinfoil, put it over an open fire, it cooks itself, all the juices get really mixed together. It tastes great.
And that's the Hobo Dinner.
That's hobo dinner.
There you go.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yep.
In case you're wondering what to do for the holiday.
Sure. If you're alone, cooking for one, I wouldn't say put a whole turkey and some vegetables. That'd take a lot of tinfoil. You'd have to, like, really wrap the hell out of it.
Sure.
It'd probably leak a little. I wouldn't do that. That sounds like a pain in the butt.
And you'd also need an oven. If you don't have an oven.
No, you can put it over. What you do is you take a shopping cart, you turn it on the side, you put wood in it, and you light that as a fire, and you use the other side of the shopping cart as a grill.
Got it. And so that's the last time you'll ever use the shopping cart, probably.
Well, yeah, I mean, shopping carts are a dime a dozen, literally.
I know that I've seen that on YouTube now.
Speak-
I know that I
Well,
have
it's a
where someone
thing.
used a shopping cart as a grill.
It's what you do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm learning so many things. This is fantastic. So Monday Night Raw came to us from Manchester, England, and you know, obviously very lively, very fun group of fans in the UK. We absolutely love all the UK watchers and listeners, and they were on point tonight.
They were awesome. They
Yeah.
made me smile like so hard. It upped my enjoyment even more.
And what I liked about them is they weren't as obnoxious as like a post-WrestleMania crowd, which is very UK heavy.
Well, I don't know. That's a very disruptive crowd. I wouldn't say that this crowd was disruptive as they were into what's going on and commenting on what was happening in the ring, not trying to take away from it, but trying to highlight it as it was happening.
Yeah, they have some very interesting reactions to certain people tonight, which we'll get into. But first things first, Miz TV. Obviously, Miz is not very pleased after last week. Curtis Axel is somehow standing up, which is nice.
That is amazing. That is a real tip of the hat to Curtis Axel, who's upright with only a neck brace when his whole spine should be in traction.
I think, actually, he should have been in traction this week. They should have just thrown up some screenshots of him in the hospital bed.
Yeah, why not?
Or have him in a motorized wheelchair with
Sure.
his leg out, and,
Oh,
like
of
this
course.
with the arm.
Leg has to be out.
Yeah.
Arm, opposite arm has to be up.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it should have been. So Miz TV calls Baron Corbin the bathroom break of SmackDown and says, "This is the big leagues. You better be ready when a 90-mile-per-hour fastball is being tossed at your head." And so right now, The Miz and Baron Corbin are going to be fighting at Survivor Series.
I mean, those are some pretty big words from a guy who doesn't fight his own battles.
Well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That changed tonight, but yes.
I mean, Baron Corbin, he's a tested dude, and he's big. And he's got a real mean streak, some great hands, Golden Glove boxer.
Sure.
He can swipe you. He's nobody to take lightly, and I think The Miz is going to figure that out in about the first 3 minutes of that match.
Sure.
Yeah. Think those golden hands are gonna smack the tea out of Miz's mouth.
For sure.
Do you still think we're going to get Miz and Baron Corbin at Survivor Series? Do you think we're going to have a change prior to?
This is pretty hot. I think that the audience is into it. The fact that these two guys are going out of their way
True.
to take shots at each other off camera is really adding to an element of this could be something good. And I think the people love to hate The Miz. They love to hate him, and they just hate Baron Corbin.
I got to be honest. I think they hate Baron Corbin way more right now.
Totally. And Baron Corbin's great at that because he does not care about
No.
anybody.
Now he rolls with it.
Oh, yeah.
And here's the thing. If I'm Baron Corbin, I wouldn't care either. You're a professional football player. You're a Golden Gloves boxer. Why would you give a damn what anyone behind a keyboard says? And I'm glad that he is that way. He's shoving it right in their face. He's doing what someone like Jason Jordan should be doing, in a way.
In a way.
But obviously Jordan doesn't have that kind of personality.
Well,
Yeah.
Jordan's kind of a sweetheart.
He is.
So,
He is legit.
yeah, it's got to be something to watch. I think more people are going to be behind The Miz than Baron Corbin. It'll just have to. We'll have to see how the Miz Taraj gets involved in that, if they get involved, when they get involved, to really see who we're behind. If it's just The Miz, I want to see The Miz really bring it to Corbin.
Sure.
With his A game and go in there like a tough guy, like a guy who's actually got a championship belt and fight with 100%, all of his heart, all the heart that he has, because he really relies on his entourage. But when you get in there and it's just you, I think everybody's going to go, I want to see Miz pull it out.
Well, Markeia, next thing, Miz calls out Kurt Angle. He plays the clip with Stephanie, and Kurt says, "It doesn't matter, I'm not going anywhere." Miz then accuses him of trying to take out the Miz Taraj with Braun, planning on it ahead of time. Kurt says that Braun accepted his request to be on Team Raw only if he promised him a match, which is with the Miz tonight. And then the Miz gets on his knees and begs,
Yeah.
which I love.
I loved this. I mean, he's such a showman, and he's got it all down pat. I enjoy him each and every week. It's sometimes it kind of feels like he's carrying Raw.
Oh gosh,
it's just
he has actually.
yeah. He's got it down to a science, but it's also an art kind of a thing. And I'm also just I was cackling at home during this entire little bit because I could imagine what Kurt Angle when he's talking with Braun, and Braun's like, "I need this," and he's just like, he's like,
Yeah.
I need this too.
Finally, I can give somebody what they want and enjoy it.
I mean, you're right though. When it comes to Superstar of the Year, we're not counting titles. If to me, it's a very close race between The Miz and Kevin Owens as far as who have been carrying their shows. I mean, I've been Neville all day, but obviously it doesn't look like Neville's coming back. So
Well, he's not there now.
sure,
And that's all that matters to me, is he's not doing anything right now.
yeah.
Whether he's coming back, he's not, where he's going, I don't care. He's not on the show right now. The Miz is, Kevin Owens is, those are the two top guys.
There you go. They've been pulling it off all year. First match of the night. Oh, I can't wait to get your opinions on this one. Elias versus Jason Jordan. And I think didn't we joke about this last week? A guitar on a pole?
I said
thought we
something
were
like
being
this.
serious.
Well, no wait. Yeah, I meant when I was back on here.
Oh.
I thought I joked something about putting something
Only
on
a
a
couple
pole.
weeks ago.
Yeah, and then they did a guitar on a pole. Did I say guitar on a pole? back then?
I thought one of you guys did. I don't know who it was.
Pretty
Probably
sure it
would have
was.
been her.
Yeah,
But-
because the kendo stick on a pole is like, put it.
And also, AJ Styles also could be Superstar of the Year. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
But
he's
yeah, we
solid.
have a guitar on a pole match. And once again, we don't know.
Take a breath.
Elias grabs the guitar first, exchanges hands a few times, and then eventually Jason Jordan just strikes it across his back and breaks the guitar on him. And so he wins. And that's another piece of guitar that is gone.
Yeah. Well, Jason Jordan has gotten a win.
Again,
So-
yeah. I'm pretty sure he has more than one against Elias now, right?
Yeah.
Well, I know that he took out his guitar last week. Like
He sure did.
stomped it.
Right, and that was a symbolic victory. I actually think he has a legitimate win over him. Well, I mean, definitely a disqualification win. When Elias smashed him with the guitar, he got the victory because of the disqualification.
That's
So he
right.
definitely had that. But this is burying the hatchet. Like we're done.
Yeah,
You
I think they can move on
okay.
from this now.
Right.
I'm okay with them moving on from this.
Oh, I think
So was
everyone.
the
Yeah.
crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. I think they liked Elias.
They
a
liked
little
Elias.
bit better
Sure.
because arguably
did.
Elias offers a little bit more to the audience as a persona than Jason Jordan.
I think they just need to tweak Jason a bit. I mean, yes, he's a sweetheart, but it's like they could try to do sweetheartish heel with him, maybe something like that.
Well, it might be leading that way because we'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he
But-
did it tonight when he smashed Elias with a guitar. And I gotta really give it to him. Like usually it's once the guitar comes down, the match is over, or whatever object is on the pole. Once that comes down, the match is over. But it was still a pretty hot contest, even though the guitar was on the floor.
Yeah.
It was still really back and forth, and I wasn't sure who was gonna end up getting it. But Jason Jordan, just such a hoss in that ring, just picking up Elias any way he wants and manipulating him. He's so god dang strong.
He's an incredibly athletic monster. It's just, personality-wise, he's still very young. I think a lot more could be drawn out of him. I mean, look, the first 6 months that Daniel Bryan was on television, he had trouble putting two sentences together, and look at what he became. So, obviously, it's never too late to really raise your game up. And right now, we'll see. Eventually, he's going to have a talk with Kurt, which we'll get to.
Yeah. And then there's improv classes.
Gotta do
Do
it.
that. Improv classes.
Gotta do it. Kurt Angle is approached by the Bar. They say they want to represent Raw as tag champs. Kurt's like, all right, what do you really want? Just tell me. They said, well, we want to win the tag team titles. He says, all right, fine. You have one more chance tonight. And the fact that he said one more chance right away, I'm thinking, it's going to get interesting.
I mean, I think the Bar approached this in a way that made a heck of a lot of sense, really questioning the favoritism of Kurt Angle.
Sure.
And once a manager, a person in a position of power over other individuals, gets involved in an in-ring type way,
Yep.
all objective ideas go out the window. Like there's no question that he has favorites because of who had his back previously.
Yeah. No,
So-
it was legitimate. It was a
No,
legitimate
it
claim.
was very smart of the Bar to play on that and question, is Kurt Angle actually a bipartisan individual, or is he playing favorites? And he went, well, in that case, I'm sort of handcuffed, and yeah, you do get your match.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they got that match. I enjoyed that match. I can't
Oh.
wait for us to get to that match.
That was a
That was a good match.
We shall get to it. But first things first, Asuka once again. Wow, this match was even shorter than I think last week. Taking on Stacey Coates. And poor Stace never even saw it coming. It was
Well,
over
no,
quick.
she saw it coming, but it was multiple times and very quick in her
Right.
face.
She saw it coming at first, then nothing else.
Yeah, it was like a strike-orama.
I sort of feel bad for Coates because she had an opportunity to come back and give Asuka something really good, But even the stuff that she gave her when the opportunity arose was lukewarm at best, and Asuka put her away in short order.
She sure did.
Asuka wanted a challenge. You can always tell. She goes into that ring going, who am I going to get a good fight out of tonight?
Right.
And it just didn't happen. That's why Asuka gave her the Bubba Bomb and friggin' put her out.
Yeah.
I love it when she yells at the other wrestlers. Like, she gets so worked up, Asuka. And I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying, but I get it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the feeling. It's the emotion.
Ooh.
She owns the space.
Yeah, she's like, bring it. Bring
Yeah.
it here.
And when they don't, it's short and it's ugly.
Yeah, and she's
Well-
like, well, good night.
Yeah.
Then, as that match is ending, Asuka barely breaks a sweat. Alicia Fox goes on the Titantron and says Asuka is now the third member of Team Raw at Survivor Series, joining her and Nia Jax. So,
Can you say no to joining a particular team?
Why would you want to?
technically,
Asuka's the only one I would go. Does not want any part of this stuff. She is way above it.
yeah.
She doesn't want any part of a win-loss scenario. She doesn't care.
Okay, but
she's in it
she's-
for herself.
She's new on Raw, and it's like, this is the thing. This is the pay-per-view. This is Survivor Series. Of course she's going to be on that team. Of course she should want to be on that team, and of course she's going to do everything that she can to make sure that that team wins. And if it doesn't win, that doesn't count against her. She's still undefeated in my book.
Oh no, for sure. In singles wrestling competition, she is undefeated. She will remain undefeated. Win or loss comes Survivor Series.
Yeah.
But to me, I don't. Why would she want any particular part of this? Nobody is ready for Asuka, so why make friends?
Well, it's not really making friends. It's being on a competitive team versus others. And then also this helps for the people in the universe that aren't aware of her. I didn't like that she didn't get as big of a pop as I wanted her to get, especially when it was like, it's Manchester.
I think
So
Manchester wanted a match. They didn't want a public flogging.
Sure.
Well, that's just another good reason for me for let's have her on the Raw team. Let's have her doing the do. And, maybe the best approach isn't to be feeding her, like they've been doing. Like, let's go ahead and throw her in a storyline.
I mean, I believe that's probably going to be how Survivor Series gets spun. When you have these big matches, feuds might develop from problems with communication amongst teams and everything. So that could, plus it allows Alexa to keep the title a little bit longer until Asuka, just eats
Like
her.
wrenches it from her hands.
Pretty much. Very interesting comment from the lovely Tina Keys in chat roll. She says, calling it right now, the last member of Team Raw is Paige. And usually I would say, 6 months ago I would have said, hell no. But she has been back at the PC. She's been training. She is under contract. I don't know if she's gotten her life under control. It seems like she's trying to.
If I were them, I wouldn't put her on television yet.
No, especially
I
because, I'm with you on that one.
I'd have her go back to NXT, do a nice little tour, returning champion, first ever women's champion. Have her enjoy that, see how she does, and then have her move on and up.
Yeah.
Like she's got to re-enter orbit. She's definitely been in outer space for too long.
She's been out there for a long time floating, man.
She's just got to get back into the groove of things first. It's kind of like with Double Dutch. It needs to go a little bit slower to
that's
like
my
then
point
jump
is-
in, and then you speed it back up, and you're up to speed.
Let's hope she got her life together first. You
Yeah.
can't even remotely live this life unless you get your regular life together first.
No, the road's hard, and it just gets harder when you're out of control.
And so refresh me, because we don't have Emma. So who else do we have on the Raw roster besides Bailey that could possibly be that last spot? Because we don't have Summer Rae, we don't have Emma.
Dana Brooke is still
Sure.
still
She's
on the
running.
run, I
She's running in
imagine,
heels
yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
So
I feel like
Who
there's
is
a reason
there?
Bailey hasn't been chosen yet, and maybe that could be the reason. I don't know. Or maybe they just stretch it out one more week.
yeah,
But
maybe just Foxy's being Foxy.
Yeah, there really is no one else unless they do a surprise and call someone up. Oh, I'm sorry, Mickie James. Yeah, she's not on.
That's right, because they're not doing it. So it's
Though
either
it's surprising that the champion, the women's champion of Raw, will not be on Team Raw. Boy, that's a weird thing.
well,
Very
she's going up
interesting.
against Natalia,
Yeah,
so
I
you know
guess.
she's got that.
And how crazy is that? Mickey goes from, you know, having a couple main event matches and I think a really fun program with Alexa. Wasn't on TV this week. Was she on TV last week? No, she hasn't been on TV since she gave a DDT to Alexa and says you do deserve it.
Oh, and heels. Those were some fabulous heels.
So
I remember that.
Maybe
DDT and heels.
Perhaps her and Bailey fight next week.
That should be her autobiography, actually.
No. She and Alexa fought last week. Which is the knockout.
Oh, that's right. That was that weird match. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, but we'll see. Either way, Stacey Coates, I hope you feel better in the morning. Titus O'Neil says he's ready this time for Samoa Joe after Samoa Joe attacked them both last week, and he's going to put up tonight against Samoa Joe. After the commercial break, they hit the ramp. Well, guess what? This match never even happened. Samoa Joe attacks them both from behind. First Apollo, then him and Titus brawl just a little bit, but he ends up dominating them both. He hits the mic, and he says, I want more competition. I don't care who it is. They're going to get destroyed. Anyone in front of me is going to get got. Not to quote R-Truth, but I just did. So who's going to attempt to fight Samoa Joe? The man who has been fighting everyone lately, and that's Finn Balor.
Yeah.
I mean, dream match scenario on a Monday night.
Surprise!
This was so nice. It was just like, hey, you know that thing that you've wanted and we, you know, frustrated your want? Here you go.
Yeah.
It was, oh, wow. I didn't want it to end.
It was
Technically, it didn't.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Technically, it can still happen again.
They're probably on a tour bus right now, taking it to each other. We don't know.
It's a Family Guy fight. Just never ends.
And yeah,
I just love chicken. Yeah. I just love Kurt coming out and he's just like, okay, whoa. All right, let's just chill. Whoa.
Yeah.
Be cool, man. Everybody be cool.
It was fantastic. I mean, they just did everything. They're fighting up the ramp. They get separated. My favorite thing is then Kurt comes on the ramp and then he says, look, this is what I want. Which, okay. He goes, you're both going to be on Team Raw. So everything starts to calm down a little bit. And this is the coolest thing I've seen Finn do in quite some time. Leaps from the top of the stage and takes out Joe and like 9 security guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was great.
This whole thing was really amazing. And I was so glad to see Samoa Joe back in prime form. But seeing him just attempt to kill both Apollo Crews and Titus before the matches even started.
Yeah.
Like, to me, I just have to imagine Kurt Angle standing backstage and they're asking him, do you want us to go and save him? No, let's see where this goes. Shouldn't you try and save a man or at least punish the guy who kicked the guy's ass before the match even started? You're just going to give him another guy?
You know, very logical questions.
I don't know.
A lot of logic there.
Yeah, maybe I just need to take a drink and chill the F out.
Yeah. Go cook a hobo dinner on a shopping cart.
There you go. Hobo dinner, get some hobo wine.
Yeah. Get some whiskey.
Just all the hobo-ness.
But that's go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's some people that don't watch like the full thing of Raw. Watch this. Just watch this match. Most definitely.
This match.
And
It's well worth it.
And this is when Balor's at his best. When he doesn't have to say a word. He just goes out and he just does what Finn Balor does. And he's intense and he's violent. And it doesn't matter how big his opponent is. He's still going to stand up to him. That's when Balor's at his best.
This felt like an NXT match because these are two of the top champions from NXT.
Sure.
Bringing it to each other. This was just fantastic. Back and forth. Samoa Joe so powerful, but Finn Balor is the smoothest wrestler. I say it time and time again.
Right.
No one moves like Finn Balor.
So quick and so smart.
Yeah.
Oh, God, he wrestles so smart.
He really does. And so now Team Raw, it's not full yet. We have Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Kurt Angle, and Braun Strowman. Those 4.
Yeah.
And we're waiting on the 5th.
Did we even say how the match ended? It was a double count-out.
Yeah.
Nobody loses, nobody wins. I love it.
I dug it.
Oh, my gosh. We don't do that often enough.
No.
To have two top guys just go to a draw.
I like to take it even further. I like a good Broadway. We don't see those ever anymore.
Well, because there's no time limits.
Well, there should be.
I like a time limit.
Yeah, me too. Moving on, Miz Taraj is backstage in the locker room trying to strategize. Curtis Axel wants to run. Miz just stares at him, and Axel says, "No, man, I'm good. Don't worry about it. I'll go back out."
Yeah, and Bo Dallas had, some heartfelt things to say. I missed Bo Dallas's voice. He's very earnest.
He's a very good motivational speaker.
Yeah, you gotta believe.
It's almost like he's done it before. Kurt Angle then tries to call Daniel Bryan, leaves him a voicemail. Daniel Bryan has not contacted him in the past week. He apologizes for Kane, and then Jason Jordan approaches him, and he said, "Look, this might be criticized. People might say I'm using favoritism, but I think you're ready to step it up, and I'm going to make you the final team member of Raw." And Jason Jordan gives him a big old hug, and he smiles, and he walks away. And my favorite moment of the whole thing is when they went back to the announcers, and Booker T goes, "You damn right it's favoritism." I loved it.
He does call it like he sees it. Sometimes you need a translator to understand how he calls it.
I thought it was great. I love the fact that Booker's calling Kurt out for the favoritism. Someone should be doing it.
He's been doing it since day one. For some reason, he's got a bug up his butt about favoritism in locker rooms. Like, I don't know what
Well,
exactly.
probably because Booker's never had anything handed to him.
I guess.
He had to work
really
his tail off and then some to get respect. So I think that's why he's, it would make sense. If any of the three at the announcer's booth would have a problem with it, it would be Booker, so it does make the most sense.
Yeah, I mean, think about some of the matches that Jason Jordan has had this short amount of time in his career. He went up against Cena. He did Reigns. He did Finn. It's like, do you know how many guys have to wait, like, eons, it feels, before they go even close to that?
And you could argue there's a number of other good members of Raw that could probably be the fifth. Well, the bar is already, no, they're going to be busy. Yeah, I mean, Rollins and Ambrose. Now what? Which we'll get to, I guess.
Yeah.
Huh. Anyways. Bayley and Sasha are backstage. They're going to prove that they should both be on Team Raw because they have not been named to the team tonight, which leads to a tag team match. Sasha Banks, Bayley taking on Nia Jax and Alicia Fox. Really fun match here. I love the fact that Alicia got the last entrance, giving her some shine.
She gets to call that shot, I'm sure.
Sure.
Captain.
Yeah.
So I get to say when I come out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's great. And she looks like $1 million. She's dressed almost like a boat captain now.
Somewhere between boat and plane. We're not sure.
Yeah, she's either a pilot
Because she's
or
got
she's
a
a boat
tie.
captain.
Yeah.
So I think she's trying to be a plane, and she keeps doing, "This is your captain speaking,"
Yeah,
which is a
and-
plane move.
Yeah, earlier when she recruited Asuka, she was like, make sure that your seats are in the upright positions. So I think she's going for pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I do recall being on a few cruises and the captain can go over the intercom and say, "Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking." Either way.
Never been on a cruise.
Well, you should.
Yeah.
Hey, shit, you
same
buying?
here. I don't like
I'm
boats.
not buying per se.
Go
I don't
to
like big
Cabo
boats.
San Lucas.
We're going to go to Cabo San Lucas.
You do little boats. It's
Yeah.
all good.
We'll take a
couple-
Do a little boat.
Like
I
a
can't
dinghy?
stand big boats.
Really?
We'll take a couple of
Like
dinghies.
Titanic-sized boats? No.
Well,
I'll
I
take
mean,
little boats,
do
like
you
yachting,
get
deep sea
seasick?
fishing. No, not on little boats.
Really? But
Yeah.
you get seasick on a big boat?
No, I haven't been on a big boat.
Let's take a couple of dinghies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll tow
There
it
you go.
behind the big boat. You can
Sure.
stay on a little one. Yeah.
You can go.
We'll be on the big one with the casino and all the alcohol.
Right, you can go rafting. Or what's it called? The inner tubes? Those things.
Tubing?
Tubing.
Tubing.
That's a short walk.
Tubing.
Yeah.
There you go.
I love that you got rafting from tubing.
Yeah, rafting with the tube.
Yeah, Yeah, with the water.
Yeah,
Just
whitewater tubing.
You guys get it.
Yeah.
So Sasha makes Alicia Fox tap, and after the match, Alicia says, "I need you on my team. You're on Team Raw," which makes Bayley very confused and very sad because she was left out.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I get it to a degree because Sasha got the win.
Sure.
And granted, she's had Alicia Fox's number more than a lot of women on the roster. She's been able to put away Alicia Fox consistently.
Yeah, and
with
they
that
had
back
a,
segment.
they had a nice little scrapper for this match. I liked how it looked like Alicia was going to she was going to nail it and then just switch that right around into the bank statement. So yeah, and I like that Alicia was like, "Yeah, you beat me. You're on my team. This is happening." It's like, this has got to happen. And oh my God, the look on Bailey's face. And I love that the Manchester crowd was so behind Bailey for this match.
It is nice.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Unlike the U.S. crowd, they just dig her. They did just like how earnest she is.
And she really is, though. That's which is fair.
And they get it. They understand it better than Americans. Probably because we're jaded and awful, and you can't trust anyone.
No, you can't. DTA.
Yeah.
Well,
we learned
that, and I want my sweet warriors to go to town with a kendo stick when they have the chance to.
True that.
You know, so.
Well. Joseph posed a really interesting comment in chat roll. Imagine if Corey Graves has to call 6+ hours of action at Survivor Series. He won't have a voice left. That's true. I mean, he's on both shows. Good God.
I'll tell you, he wants it.
No, I'm sure. He's a workhorse, but wow, that's, dude. When we record 3 episodes, I'm exhausted by the end because there's no break. We start recording, we're going for I don't know how long it usually is, like essentially almost the length of a pay-per-view, about a good 2.5+ hours, and it's nonstop. There's no like long commercial break. It's nothing. So damn, doing a 4+ hour, wow.
Yeah, you just got to be on 100% of the time.
Yeah,
I mean, I always ride with Gally after the shows, and I'm just like, for anybody who has a match, you know,
it's tiring.
However long it is, but it's short enough unless you're doing, you know, half an hour. But for announcers, you got to be on that whole time, and you got to bring that energy the entire time. There's no rest hold for an announcer.
So what's it like driving over with him? Is he just like quiet on the way home, or?
No, he's still got the energy.
Yeah, he's great, man.
Scares the hell out of me. I don't know where he gets it.
That's why we're a great team. I love his energy.
Yeah.
We know each other so well at this point. It's like we pick each other up with sentences and ideas, and it just works.
Yeah.
You know, and I give anyone credit who could do a 4+ hour event. That's whew.
Yeah. Graves is the guy.
He's the man. So yeah, Sasha is now part of Team Raw. Next, we have Braun Strowman and The Miz. And I was enjoying the heck out of this. I love how the fact, you know, you have the Miz Taraz, you know, trying to distract, Miz running away, and Braun catching him. But it all gets...
Indeed.
And it all gets ruined by the damn demon, Kane.
Well, my advice to Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel is like, you know, sometimes your boy just needs to get beat. It was just like
I don't think there was a way out. There, even the best game plan I could come up with, you're still gonna get disqualified and take the L. You know, even if there's no way to win this because the ref's gonna catch your boys beating the heck out of your opponent, or he's gonna turn it around because he's friggin' huge.
Yes.
And he's gonna beat your boys up, and he's gonna beat you up, and you're gonna get a loss anyway. You're losing tonight.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just a matter of how you want to lose, really.
And whether they'll be in that motorized wheelchair the next week. So.
Yeah, they're gonna be scraping you up, or are they gonna be? You're going to be walking out, maybe.
Well, Kane's been wrecking shop lately, but not with Braun. Braun gets rid of him, sends him to the outside, and Kane retreats. The whole thing is kind of confusing. Kane has been just destroying everyone, and now he attacks Braun. Braun's not having it. I can only assume this means we're going to get Braun and Kane next week just as the go-home.
Yeah. I mean, I have seen this coming from a mile away.
Of course.
They've been doing this consistently with Braun. The old guard's going out, the new guard's here to stay. You know, we got Big Show, we got now Kane. All the big guys are touting Braun Strowman as the next big thing, literally, figuratively.
It's not hard to figure that out.
Yeah. I mean, he's got the size, he's got the agility, he's got the mic work.
He does.
You know, I mean, I even like his. Well, I think of it like in video game. You know, instances where it's like I even like his taunt, where it's just arms in the air. Rawr!
I would love it if there's. I don't have the new 2K, but if there was like a way to do a call for like, you know, Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees, Braun Strowman versus both of them in like a handicap match.
That would be fun.
I'd still go with Braun.
I'm sure somebody made that.
Guaranteed. There's people with a lot of free time in their hands.
There's a mod out there. Has to be.
Gotta be.
Braun Strowman in a Halloween handicap match.
Why not?
So dope.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Totally.
So I guess technically Braun won, but Miz like lost like ×3. because all the beat down, him, Curtis Axel, just, you know, he's just a splat now.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
Splat. Ambrose and Rollins are backstage. They say they're ready to fight. They're always ready to defend those titles. And as far as setting the bar or being the bar, they were the bar before the bar. I think that made sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
I'm on very short sleep, but I think it made sense.
I mean, yeah, you did. I'm like, when they look at the fist, like, this is the bar. No, that's a fist.
Sure.
I think they had less sleep than you.
It's a good.
I thought it was a fun segment. I liked this segment because I thought Ambrose was just so Ambrose. That's really what when
And
he
then
started
Renee
this.
just puts her fist out like a 10-year-old at the end, and smiles.
Yeah, she's like, I'm a part of this. I'm part of this too.
That's adorable.
They walked away, but it's like doing a high five to myself.
Everybody wants to be in the Shield.
Yeah.
It's like everybody trying to give the too sweet. Everybody wants to be inside. Nobody wants to be left behind.
Yeah.
But sometimes you're just not cool enough to be with the cool kids.
I mean, you got to get your own flak jacket and pants.
Yeah.
You gotta slick back your hair. You know, just gotta make it happen.
No,
find
can't
the
do that.
back doorway.
Right. That's one way to do it.
There you
That's
go.
for sure. Enzo Amore, oh boy, he says some things
What was this?
and says some more things.
I was just what? I did a mental checkout, and I can't remember the last time.
So did he, as a matter of fact.
I can't remember the last time I did that during Enzo spitting on the mic. It was just, what was this?
I don't know.
It was just him doing him.
I mean, I blew up a beach ball in my own living room and started playing with it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Like a cat.
Like,
I imagine. Wee. And then someone just popped it out of nowhere.
and I'm like, Scott Narver.
Yeah. I don't know if he was just trying to find that closeout line, because, like, you could tell that music hit immediately when he said the Dorito word. That may have been, like, the code word
Yeah.
to, like, hit Kalisto's music, because other than that, he was just running. I mean, the announcers were talking over him. That's one of the no-nos. You don't do that. So that's something.
I mean, they say that he has a lot of heat, is the word that I like to use. He's got a lot of heat backstage.
Sure.
And I would say that everybody's actions tonight sort of prove that theory, or try to prove that theory, that nobody likes Enzo Amore, right? So, yeah, he's probably the most hated man next to... Nope, he's the most hated man.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Are we talking kayfabe or?
Both.
I'm only going by what we saw tonight.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's. I mean, you got all the TMZ stuff. The guy thinks he's a huge rock star.
You have the story about the strip club in Buffalo, which
Right.
for all intents and purposes was very true.
Yeah. So there's a lot of information out there. Now it's tough to tell what's true, what isn't true. Everything's on TV. So where does the line between fact and fiction start and end? It's all a spectrum of gray.
It is.
Reality is an agreement.
Well, Kalisto sits at ringside. Kurt Angle, well, they hit Pete Dunne's music, and then Kurt Angle comes out. I don't know if that was a mistake. But either way, Kurt Angle introduces Pete Dunne, the UK champion, and we're in for a fun match. Well, Pete Dunne essentially has his way with Enzo, although Enzo actually got some offense in for a little while, but Dunne hits the sweet bitter end on Enzo and gets the win. And, non-title match, clearly. They're both champions, but I loved the fact that they threw Pete Dunne into this episode.
Yeah, I mean, we got the bruiserweight. I was not expecting that, at all. I'm glad that they did it.
Well, it's an easy bus ride, so hey.
Yeah.
Wherever he lives.
And then,
Sure.
maybe he knocks some sense into Enzo, so that'll be good.
Well, I sincerely doubt that, but we can always hope.
But it was pretty sweet. I mean, there were some really cool moments in that match.
I mean, Enzo, I don't think knew who he was messing with. Pete Dunne is just a rude customer all the way around. We call him the ruiner.
Yep.
He ruins things. He ruined Enzo's good time tonight, and he almost ruined his fingers, wrist, elbow,
A lot of things.
shoulder. He almost completely tore him apart. And truly, if he wanted to, I'll bet he could have.
A lot of things. But either way, pretty cool match. And afterwards, Kalisto just crouches down next to him and just kind of stares at him and probably whispers something to him like, I'll see you at Survivor Series or something.
It'd be in Spanish.
Could have been.
Yeah.
And Enzo would still have no clue.
No.
No.
Alexa Bliss backstage. I really enjoyed this interaction between her and Charlie. She talks about Natalia and her cats and gives an attitude. And then, I'm a two-time champion on both shows. She makes Charlie add up 2 + 2 is 4, and that equals 1 goddess. I enjoyed the back and forth here. And this is why Alexa is in the position she is. She can she can riff, and she can think on her feet and still make it look smooth.
Yeah, and I like that Charlie was, had something to say back to her.
She can do it too, yeah.
No, I enjoyed that because, all too often with the backstage segments where it's just like, here's a question, and, then they just play amongst themselves. While it felt like tonight, Renee and Charlie got to play too. So I liked that.
Yeah, it's good to see a conversation. I think it's almost unnatural for people to sort of stand there and take it like they're a mic stand. They're a person. They have emotions, thoughts, feelings. They would say something if the interviewee actually happens to verbally attack the interviewer. Wouldn't you have a comeback? That's a natural thing.
Right.
Yeah,
Really
either that
dug
or at least a cowarding thing. Be like, oh, okay.
Emote. Do something. You're not a piece of hardware.
And I'm so glad that, Charlie and Renee, they both will do that. Because it's very rare that no one's doing it on SmackDown, and by no means is anyone doing it on NXT. It's just one question, mic, over. And I love the fact that you're right. You're a person. You have thoughts. You have a personality. You're going to respond if someone says something off kilter. And I'm glad the fact that, now granted, it's still about who you're interviewing, but at the same time, you have to be a person and say something back.
Right. I think there is a fear that the interviewer might sort of take control of everything. They might start to think it's all about them, and I don't think that's the case.
I don't think anybody would.
No. She asked the question.
There.
She said, but you did run away during Under Siege. That's the appropriate question to ask.
Yeah.
Because she did. She didn't get touched.
Yeah, and I even really enjoyed the interaction between Ambrose and Renee. It was so cute. He was obviously showing out. So it was just, it was a fun time.
Sure was. Main event time, y'all. Ambrose and Rollins taking on Da Bar. And wow. There's so many things. One of the highest European uppercuts I think Cesaro has executed.
He got him into a different level of the atmosphere. That's how high up he popped him.
It reminded me of, do you remember the massive super RKO that Randy gave to Seth at WrestleMania 31?
Yes.
How high he got. It was the night Seth cashed in, but he got so high in the air. It reminded me a lot of that, which the common denominator here is Seth can jump really high.
Yes. I mean, he's got a funny build about him. He's very muscular, and muscle is actually easier to move than fat, because it's all very tightly compact. Now, if you try and pick up a guy who's really fat, he moves like a waterbed. It's hard to move. But when you have a guy who has incredibly low body fat, he's really easy to move around. And that's what Cesaro was able to achieve, was just grabbing a guy who's got the perfect proportions for what he wanted to do and just launching him, because he's all muscle.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous. Gorgeous connection. Gorgeous form. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 with that.
For real.
No, it's like the way that the bar works. I mean, they're such a great tag team. They work so well together. And then I loved like the rat fink hijinks, like Sheamus popping Ambrose on the outside as soon as he had a chance to. I mean,
it's a free shot. I mean, it's there.
There you go.
It's really hard to say no to a free meal like that.
And not to mention the Doomsday Device powerbomb that the Bar gave and Seth Rollins managed to kick out. That was beautiful.
This was a match that highlighted both tag teams incredibly well. There were no missteps. There were no miscues. everybody in this match was 100% invested, firing on all cylinders. There was no end in sight to this match because both teams were so good and met each other on every single level. This match could have gone on into the wee hours of the morning.
And I would have had no problem with that. This is the other match to watch if you don't watch the rest of the 3 hours.
Yeah.
Especially
Like this one and Finn and Samoa Joe.
Especially for what happens next. So, just when it looks like, I believe, I want to say Ambrose and Rollins had the advantage when... Or was it kind of back and forth?
They weren't
I
getting
think they were at a
pinned.
stalemate.
Yeah.
They really were at a stalemate. Nobody had the advantage.
So a bit of a stalemate.
I think they might have had it because when this next part happens, they were super alert during it and like rolled out of the ring right away. So I feel like they might have. But I can't remember.
Either
Hard to
way,
tell looking back.
we hear the melodic voice of Big E, and the New Day's music hits. New Day's nowhere to be found. All of a sudden, they're up in the crowd just like the Shield would be. And they say, guess what? It's about to be Under Siege 2, y'all. The entire Raw roster spills out to the ring. Everyone's freaking out. Everyone's looking around. Even Samoa Joe's ready to fight.
Yeah, Sasha's out there. She's ready to throw hands.
Right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the New Day starts laughing. And then you hear Xavier go, pump fake, and they disappear. They disappear, and a bro kick from out of nowhere, and Sheamus pins Seth Rollins for the 3 count. And we have new Raw Tag Team Champions, The Bar.
So dirty.
So dirty. The dirtiest of the dirty.
So awesome. This was so good. Oh my God.
Everybody at ringside looked betrayed because it was like whose team are you on anyway?
Yeah, dude.
You just disgraced the fellow Raw members to gain a championship victory. You could have played it clean, but no, were you working together? Was this your plan?
I don't know.
Holy crap.
But look, I love The Bar as tag team champions. I think them versus Usos. I mean, look, Ambrose and Rollins versus Usos would also be incredible. But I think Sheamus, Cesaro versus the Usos is fantastic.
Because they work so well as a tag team.
Yeah.
And I think, and Usos is just, they're killing it.
the best.
They're killing it.
Yeah.
I understand this, and you know how much I love Rollins and I love Ambrose. I'm okay with this because it was so good. And then plus the joyful dance that the two of them had with their belts on the ramp. I need that gif, actually.
So right now, you got to believe we're going to get New Day in the Shield in just a you piss me off match.
Have to.
Yeah.
Have to.
I mean, it's just a grudge. No real wins or losses. It's just a grudge.
Do you think that this is how they can hope that Roman Reigns can return for Survivor Series? If you could have a 2-on-3, but best case scenario, Roman comes back and you have Shield versus New Day.
They did say Reigns is going to be on next week.
Yeah, they're reuniting them next week.
Yeah.
Well, and guess what? We're going to have 3-on-3, and that is a money match right there.
That's that's going to be a
I wanna see
hot
all of that.
contest.
Yeah, I know there's people that are upset right now. Why would they drop the title? Look.
New Day versus Shield.
Exactly.
Enjoy that little crumpet.
And let's give credit to Sheamus and Cesaro. They're arguably a better tag team than Ambrose and Rollins. I mean, they are really, really good.
Arguably, yeah.
Arguably.
Sure.
Yeah,
You
but I
could
mean, for
argue.
going into Survivor Series where it's going to be, our best versus the Usos, they've put in the experience and the time with each other. I want them to represent Raw.
And I'm excited for the 3-on-3 match. I mean, the New Day versus the Shield is going to have a lot of cool dynamics to it. And if anything, it's, it'll set them back up to go after the Raw titles once again.
They do get a rematch. Rematch
do.
clause is in place. It's just a matter of when they actually want to capitalize on that.
The whole thing just makes a lot more sense. The Usos versus the Bar makes more sense. And New Day, 3 of them, versus the Shield, 3 of them. It just makes way more sense.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's going to be so fun.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yep. And then you could choose sides. You got the Usos who have really gone, the more virtuous route now lately versus the Bar. I mean, bam. And then, damn, New Day, Shield. That's a money match that you can add to Survivor Series.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I think it's starting to come up roses.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
be a lot of fun.
they're making it a big pay-per-view like it should be. Like it's always needs to be.
And only one title being defended, I guess. We got the Cruiserweight title because Enzo mentioned that.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Well, the other ones can't really do it. So
It's not a winner-take-all scenario.
That is very true. Very, very true. So it's time to close out the show. So Markeia, why don't you put yourself over?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Markeia McCarty. Right now it's Markeia McCornucopia.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's MarkeiaMcCarty. And then also catch me on Marvel Movie News. And if you want to, Johnny was on Marvel Movie News last week, episode 154. So, and he was dressed like Thor. I was dressed like Hela. It's well worth a watch.
And you dressed me like Thor.
Yes, I
did. I appreciate it.
Dressed him up like Thor. Looked great. He had a Thor voice and everything.
The shirt didn't fit.
No, but it fit enough.
If you'll notice in our group photo, I didn't stand up because the shirt didn't go down long enough.
Well, you'd rather have it too small than too big being Thor.
Sure.
There you go.
Wow.
It needed to be tight. You looked great. And then you can also catch me on Skybound Thursdays at 12 p.m. The time might change, but we do a comic book roundtable. So check me out there, and I'll put it on my Twitter so you can have the link.
Hobo!
I'm on the Twitter at True Hobo. I'm on the Instagram at True Hobo. I do the NXT after show on Wednesday after NXT airs live. And if you want to buy one of my shirts, you go to nxteam.spreadshirt.com. A lot of great stuff on there. We have a lot of fun making our own t-shirts. And right now, there was a match with Fabian Eichner last week, so we made an I Like Ike shirt.
There you go.
Yeah, it was... We were all very tickled over it.
Good deal, as you should, because that goes back a long way.
It does.
For all the fans of DC Movie News, arguably the biggest show of our 3-year run, it also coincides with our 3-year anniversary show. We actually have Ray Fisher, a.k.a. Cyborg, in studio with us.
Oh, my God.
This Thursday, which is just massive, and we're really excited for it. Also, Detroit, I'm going to be at you this weekend, Comedy Castle in Royal Oak, Michigan, Thursday, Friday, Saturday with my buddy Craig Shoemaker. If you're in Michigan, I'd love to see you there. Also, go to QuastoAlbum.com, pick up the brand new comedy album. And the Wrestling and Padres Slamcast, we have a brand new home with Dragon Wagon Radio. You're going to see new artwork. The show's going to sound great once again, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So, all that good stuff, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We love you. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.